Hey there, and welcome to the Cosy Corner, a podcast about all things cozy. Join us as we dive into the world of film and TV, a little true crime and spooky time, food reviews, and talk to some special guests too. So get cozy, grab some snacks, and settle in, because we're about to begin. Hello, and welcome finally to another episode of Cosy Corner. The trials and tribulations that we have gone through to get to this point. My goodness. The listeners don't even know. Like, it's been hours. It's been hours.
They always say it's trial and error, but it's been mostly error for us.
That it has. Yeah. Oh, it's been a tough time, but I think we've got there now.
We've cracked it.
There was some audio issues, to say the least. We don't know what was going on. I am baffled by it, but I think touch wood.
Yeah.
It all seems fine.
Yeah, fingers crossed, guys. We get through this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna be doing a bit of like a catch-up episode, really, to talk about like what we've been up to, that sort of thing.
What's been going on?
Yeah, and then the following episode we'll do one about Deadpool as well. So that'll be good. But yes, today, this evening we are only going to be recording one episode though, so don't worry,
we were
Abby.
going to record a few episodes, wasn't we? But because it spent us an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours to sort out this stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be recording tomorrow as well, so
I'm glad that we did say we were also going to be recording tomorrow anyway. Yeah. Because that's fixed.
Yeah.
Today then. So but it's lovely to have you back on the podcast now, because we were missing you. Like, you've been through a terrible time besides all of what's gone on today. You know, like you had a tough time, obviously, with your tooth as well. So catch the viewers up. Tell us what's been going on with you.
So, do you know,
I'm just going to open a can. Sorry.
Okay. So back in April, when I was missing from about 72 episodes, that was because I had an abscess in my mouth, and I ended up a week in hospital. And then when I went to the dentist should have took the tooth out, but he didn't. He said the antibiotics had done the job for the abscess. So he said, if the abscess comes out, just book an appointment with me and sort it then. So I was just like, okay. It came back, couldn't get an appointment with the dentist. So I ended up in literally 2 hospitals, 5:30 in the morning, trying to get it drained.
You were by me in Aintree.
I'm still on antibiotics.
Yeah. You were right by me in Aintree, because you live in Walton, don't you?
Yeah.
But in the end, I was like,
no, I live in Halewood.
Ah, yes, that's it.
That's it. Well, I literally, just long story short, I ended up in Wiston. I ended up then going to Aintree for a doctor to look at it, like a dentist doctor in Aintree Hospital, where it's like Faxmax or Fastmax or something. Ended up there, and then they said give it a week after the antibiotics to get the tooth out. Couldn't get an appointment, so I phoned 111. They told me to phone Aintree, and Aintree was like, just come here and we'll pull the tooth out. But there's a funny story, right? I was obsessed. So I went in to get the... No, it's not even funny. I don't know why I said it's a funny story. But when I went in, right? When I went into the, to get my tooth out, this doctor sat down. He was like, take a seat here, and the dentist was there and the nurse was there, and he was going through, and he was like, I'm Dr. Smith, blah blah blah. this is what's going to go on. This is what we're going to do. This is some of the side effects you can feel. This is the dentist, this and this. So I go over, bearing in mind his name's Dr. Smith.
Yeah.
I go and sit down in like the dentist chair, and the dentist goes, "Oh, Matt, can you pass me this?" So I went, "Your name's Matt Smith," and he was like, "Yeah, I get that a lot. I saw your sonic screwdriver tattoos." I was like, "I'm obsessed."
Oh God,
I was made up. It made my day.
Well, that was
Honestly,
a bonus at least.
It did. It made my day. That it was,
Oh.
and then I had the tooth taken out, and I've been fine. Been fine since I finished the antibiotics. Well, the last ones on Friday, and I need to get another 2 teeth taken out, but they said they're fine for now. But to like let that all settle and heal and that, and then try and get a dentist appointment to take them out. But
you've been through it.
Got me back now.
I can't get rid of you.
I know. Honestly, when am I not going through it? Honestly,
to be fair,
at least I didn't have. At least I didn't have to stay in hospital though.
Yes, because I mean,
I think
it's
I would
horrendous.
have literally that's it. I think I literally would have just ended everything if I had to.
Ended everything. That's slightly dramatic there.
Why was this going like a proper down a dark path? Tell me what you've been up to now.
Okay.
Let's end that there, but I'm just back. I'm fine.
Oh God, that reminded me though. Actually, years ago, when I first started working at the Echo, there was like a funny sentence similar to that was said, and like for a moment I was very confused. Like, like when you do a Facebook Live, sometimes people can like press end on the Facebook Live from somewhere else, if they've got admin rights. And I was like,
oh no,
in the middle of like a live, and it wasn't going too well. The signal was awful. And then the next minute, I got a text from I got a text from an old colleague saying, I've ended it. And I was like,
oh my God, no way. That's so funny.
This is while I'm live. It comes up on my phone from a person who I know very well. And they were like, I've ended it. And I was like, oh my.
That's amazing.
I'm live right now. I can't receive this news. And like, what do I do? Do I call? And then literally I noticed that the live had been ended. And then I computed then.
Oh, so you clicked on.
Oh, they've ended the because they do work for the company. Like, they have the admin rights. So I was like, okay, so they didn't end it. Like, oh my God.
They've ended the live.
Yeah, literally, they just said it wasn't, like, I then said, do you mean the live? And they were like, yes. It wasn't going well, so I ended it, and I was like,
like, whew.
Like, this sentence is getting worse. It wasn't going well, so I ended it. And I was just like, is everything okay, Abby? What's going on?
A fly,
you were like,
go on.
For no reason.
Like,
okay.
Yay, ending
like,
it.
Yay, love this story. It's not mildly depressing. But in all seriousness, like there was a moment.
We've gone on a massive tangent.
We have, yes.
We have.
Don't end things, people. There's help.
No. This help.
And I'm also very glad that my colleague did not end it in the way that I thought they ended it, and they actually just ended the live, which was preferable because it wasn't going well.
Yeah.
That's why they made that executive decision. They were like, nope.
Literally just like me watching it. Literally just like me watching it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, anyway, we're very glad to hear,
what have you been up to?
Well, we're very glad to hear that you're doing much, much better because you've been through it. and
Yeah.
we very much missed you on the pod. I mean, I've filmed
Aww.
I filmed one episode by myself, which was about my Thai massage that I got. I think I've told you about it, haven't I?
Yeah.
I won't go over
Yeah,
that
you have.
because
It's very bizarre.
it
I
was.
tune in for that one.
I won't say much about it because
It's
it's
very
worth
bizarre.
listening to, but that'll be coming out soon. And then I had a few more planned for if I needed to record more. So I've got those as a backup if we ever need to record any more.
Yeah.
If anything else were to happen. But yeah, we're glad to have you back
Thanks,
because it's not the same, you know.
Thanks.
It's not the same
Aw,
without you. Like,
it's not.
it's just me talking to myself. And although I do that quite well,
I
you know,
know.
the banter isn't there. So I did miss that.
Yeah, you need someone to like listen to you as well. Yeah.
So lately, something crazy
Yeah.
has happened. Absolutely
Go
crazy.
ahead.
I didn't see it coming myself. I have told you about it, but I haven't told you the full story. So,
I can't remember anything.
okay. Well, it'll be a nice little surprise for you. So, I love this because our memories are so
Go on.
crap. Like, when we tell each other
Yeah, yeah.
stories, we often will forget and then we get to enjoy it
No,
again.
but this is why. No, but this is why it's took us so long to film this podcast. Because every time we had to go on settings, we forgot what settings it was supposed to be.
Yes. It is a problem.
Literally, it
But
is.
anyway, this story. So my mum, my tattoo hating mum, who said she would
Oh, yeah,
never
you did
get
tell
a
me.
tattoo and shouted at me when I got my first tattoo and when I got my second tattoo and my third and fourth and fifth and sixth, my Loki on my foot. Yeah. She, you know, told me off quite a bit, not gonna lie. And then just randomly lately, she's turned 60 and she's kind of been a changed woman. It's been quite the thing to witness. She's had this, like, you know the way people have a midlife crisis and like things are just really bad and awful? She's done the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, she's like flourished. She's had a midlife
Okay.
flourish. She has became this new, confident, amazing person who's adventurous. She goes off on little adventures by herself. She went to Southport yesterday just to like
Oh,
go around, walk around, go to some shops. She goes
did
to
she?
town. She has like a lovely little wander around, goes to coffee shops and all that. And she's out and about for like the whole day, often forgets her phone and I'm worried sick. But anyway, so she randomly, sitting on the Cosy Corner sofa, says to me, we weren't recording the podcast, we were just sitting on it. So she said to me, think I might get a tattoo. So then my reaction was obviously,
Oh,
yeah, sure. And she went,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
really? Like, I might get like
Sure, you're gonna
some,
do that, yeah.
she was like, I might get some sweet peas and a butterfly. And I was like, what? Where is
Like, are you
this come from?
serious? Yeah.
Like, I'm just shocked. So then she's like, yeah, I want to get it on my right leg. And I was like, oh, so you've like thought about this?
Planned it, yeah.
Like this is a
There's been a thought
calculated
process.
step. And she said, yeah, I'm thinking like pinks and purples, maybe a little bit of blue.
Oh, yeah.
And then she said to me, what place do you recommend? And I'm like, you having this conversation with me? Like, like you shouted at me for these.
I've,
Like, what? And she went, yeah, you know, I'm 60 now. And I was like, sorry, it's not like a regular thing to get to 60 and you automatically have to have a tattoo.
and get a tattoo.
Like, sorry, what? So then she was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
just feel like, you know, both my parents are dead now, so they can't really tell me off. That's what she said.
Okay.
Mind you, both Nan and Grandad did pass away like quite a few years ago now. Granddad before Nan,
Yeah.
and Nan was, she was the more judgmental one. Even if
Yeah.
Granddad, he'd seen my tattoos,
Yeah.
and he'd just go, oh, like, leave it at that. Nan, though, she'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, why would you do that to your body? You know, and like, she'd let it be known that she didn't particularly like.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, if I had my arms uncovered, you just see her going,
Yeah, like my grandpops is like that. He won't even look at my tattoos. Like I remember the first tattoo I got. Like me nana, she was just like, yeah, okay. Like she wasn't
yeah.
happy about it, but she
The opposite way
like,
round for our grandparents.
yeah, you're like of age now, I can't stop you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But my grandpops, even now, I've got what 7 tattoos. I don't even think he's looked at the first. Like he hates, honestly.
They're funny, aren't they? The
Honestly.
older generation with tattoos.
They are. I think
Like,
back in the day, it wasn't a popular thing, was it?
no, it was
Maybe.
mostly
So it's sort of
sailors.
they done
I
a
mean,
stick and poke. Yeah.
yeah, I've actually got hand poke, which was Millie's paw print. It
See,
was,
I
a
wanna. Yeah.
traditional. Hurt a lot
Yeah,
less
that's
than
cool.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot less.
I want like the little smiley face thing with
Ooh,
it.
that'd be cute. That'd be cute.
Yeah.
You pull that off. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I would say like for me mum, I've never really thought that she would ever get a tattoo. She's briefly mentioned it like once years ago. Like, if I were to ever get a tattoo, I think it would be something floral, or maybe it'd be like a
Yeah.
a four-leaf clover or something like that. You know, shamrock,
Yeah.
something like that. Like maybe something Irish because we're from an Irish family. So she's like briefly mentioned that. But then so was me Auntie Kathy. She mentioned about getting a bumblebee, but like not serious, just like if I ever did, you know?
Yeah.
So I never expected this would become a reality. But my goodness, so she did say like, what tattoo shop do you think? And I was like, well, tell me what you're after. Have you got any photos? She went, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen these, and I was like, oh my God, like who
Like
is this
you proper
person?
thought about this.
Who
Yeah.
are you? She's turned 60 and she turned into a completely different person. But to be fair, I feel like this is who she's always been,
Yeah.
but it's been a bit more buried. She's a lot freer now. Like, she did have a bit of a scare with health not too long ago. And then since then, she's got her confidence back. And now she's just this new woman. And I don't even recognize her, but in the best way. Like,
Yeah.
she's so much more confident. Like, it's amazing. So, anyway, she's had a midlife glow up and just taking life by the horns and doing whatever she wants. So she
She
said to
wants to
me,
do.
yeah, she said to me, what place do you recommend and all that? And I told her, I was like, well, I like Painted Ladies in Hope Street. I've gone there a few times. They're nice. Like, and for what she wants, most of those artists can do that. So I was like,
Yeah.
we'll go there. And we booked in with a lovely woman called Laura. And yeah, we were surprised at how much though tattoos are now. Because I got tattooed
Yeah.
quite a few years ago now. It's been some time, and most of my tattoos have been collabs. So I'm not used
Yeah.
to paying for them. So then when she quoted that it was going to be like 200 and something for like a relatively small tattoo, I was like,
No.
what? In the end, I think it ended up being like 120, something like that.
Jesus.
But even that, I was like, that's a bit steep.
Oh my God, are you joking? Like my 2 tattoos, like those 2 there,
Yeah,
they only cost me 100, and you can see how
that's what
detailed
I
they
would
are.
be expecting. But
That's what I mean, yeah.
my mum was happy with the artist, though. She's like, that's who I want
Yeah,
doing them. And I
and
was
she
like,
did do a
well,
good job.
oh, she did. And because it was my mum's first
She
tattoo, like
done a
she took
lovely
her through
job.
everything. It was great. So we get there. I was going to get a tattoo. I was going to get this covered up actually, because when I sit like that, it distorts
Yeah,
it. Like, it just doesn't sit right.
okay.
So I want that covered up with some sort of
Yeah,
floral. explosion or something, I don't know. Something nice and cutesy and feminine and delicate and nice. So I was going to get that, but in the end, we just weren't able to. Like, the design wasn't quite right and we wouldn't have had enough time. So I was like, we'll do that another time, that's fine. So we focused.
You want to wait and get it.
Yeah, 100%. Right.
Yeah.
You want to be happy with it and know that that's the one. Because literally...
You'd rather wait. Yeah.
I would rather the guy who did this, it wasn't his type of tattoo to do, but the person who I booked in with was off that day, but he had offered to do it, and I was like, okay, so I'm here now. To do it. And I wouldn't say it was amazing.
Why not? Yeah.
And then also the placement, he didn't have me look in the mirror. Now this was I think my second or third tattoo, so I wasn't all too familiar with like what you're supposed to do and the placement and all that, where now that I'm more familiar, I know you're supposed to look in the mirror and like trial out different placements and see what's best, but I just took that as that's the placement.
Like his word, yeah.
Yeah, he knows best. So I just went with it, but if I'd have looked in the mirror and actually moved my arm, I would have seen, oh, that distorts it.
Contorted, sort of, yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I will get it fixed eventually.
It's not the worst tattoo as well.
No, it still looks nice.
It's a nice tattoo.
Yeah. It just kind of ends up looking more like a question mark rather than a moon. Like, anyway.
Yeah.
So
not gonna lie,
we'll just cover that up. Yeah. It's a very confused floral arrangement.
Yeah.
So anyway, my mum was like explaining what she wants, and we showed the woman photos, and she drew and sketched for her in front of her, and she was like, so what are the significance of the sweet pea? And that's actually a flower that my mum's brother Peter, he would come to the hospital when she was having me. Yeah. And he would always bring a bouquet of sweet peas. Don't know why, but he would always bring sweet peas. So eventually, when I was born, a nickname that she gave me was Sweet Pea.
Oh, that's cute.
And we've got loads of sweet peas in the garden, and she just loves them anyway. And she always calls me Sweet Pea. So she was like, I want sweet peas. And then she always loves butterflies. So she wanted a little butterfly like about to land on the sweet pea. And she was a little bit nervous, I would say, going into it. Like, as everyone is.
I think everyone is with their first tattoo, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Because you're not sure what to expect. You don't know what the pain is going to be like exactly. You know, it's hard to tell. I like to think of it as like, it's kind of a mixture of when you get your blood taken, that kind of pain, and like a little bit of like a nettle sting. Like that kind of sensation.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
It's not horrendous. The only time for me when it's been really bad is on my foot. I got it on like the front part of my foot there. Oh my God. I couldn't talk with the pain. Like, the poor tattoo artist was asking me.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, she was like asking me about like what I do and all that. And I couldn't process what she was saying. I almost kicked her in the face a few times.
Because you were just thinking about the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did almost like, kick her. Because like, you just accidentally have this reflex of just go like.
It's like a nerve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she got further up on the foot. And the more further up, the closer it is to a nerve. And it did make me jerk. And I was like, oh my God, like, not only could I injure her or myself, but what if I just move and there's like a big line just on my foot?
Oh, I always think that. Like, I always think that when I go for a tattoo. Like, what about if like I have like a little spasm or something?
What if I sneeze? Like, when I sneeze, it's a full body movement. It's a like it's like, a whole thing.
It's not just like a normal like person like a chew. It's a full blown explosion. Like
I don't have those.
Forward.
I don't have those little cutesy sneezes like
Yeah.
No, like, and
It's
I
just
have a
like,
friend who does have a sneeze like that, and it's the most
yeah.
adorable thing. And then there's me, Achoo! Just like
It
making
literally is.
earthquakes, and she's like, "Achoo! Oh, achoo!" You're like, for God's sake, stop it with your perfect sneezes. So anyway, getting back to the story though.
Go
So
on.
yeah, she was a little bit nervous, but she had a little go. And before she started tattooing, the woman was like, I'll do it without ink first so that you can feel what it's going
Yeah.
to be like. So she did that, and my mum, she just went, oh, that's fine. Like, that's all right, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
She did it for like 30 seconds, and my mum was like, I can cope with that, yeah. So she's on the bed lying down, and I'm sitting next to her. I've got water for her because my mum has asthma as well, and she can have like coughing
Yeah.
fits. So I've got inhaler, I've got water, I'm ready. I'm the mum of the group this time again.
Yeah.
I'm the mum for my mum. And I'm just like sitting there for support. And then I look at my mum's face, and she was fine 1 minute, and then she goes,
Well, because it hurt.
but she's not wanting to like let the tattoo
Like,
artist know. So
yeah.
instead of like saying anything, she's just going, what is that? No. Like, and I'm like, stop it, like calm down. And she's like, oh, the pain, the pain. And I said, really that bad? And she's like, yeah, it's really bad, it's really bad. But she's like trying not to let the tattoo artist know. The artist's like, everything okay?
The
Oh,
tattoo
yes.
artist now.
Mhm. Yeah, well, she was like looking up, like, everything all
Like,
right.
yeah, it's fine, nothing to worry
But
about.
my mum was literally like, oh, yes, it's fine, can barely even feel it.
Like, nearly crying in pain.
Should be okay. And then she'd just look at me, because she was like kind of lying down. Should be okay. And then she'd go, God. And then she'd be okay again after a bit. Like the faces she would pull, like there'd be like one eye closed. She'd be like, oh my God. Like, I was like, what's going on? Surely it can't be that bad. Because it's your leg, it's quite a fleshy area. Like, closer to the
Yeah,
bone, the more it hurts. So, like,
yeah.
it's like, what is going on? And then I did say to her, I was like, Mum, you're reminding me so much of Grandad. Because he would pull faces like that. Like, just in everyday situations, he would pull the weirdest faces. And when I said that, it made her laugh so, so much. Like, and I feel like
Oh,
it released some tension and all that. And like, after that, it was a little
yeah.
bit better. I was like, you are just Grandad right now. Like, those faces, those weird faces, like, that is just him. So, yeah,
Oh,
it took, I think, about 40 minutes, maybe an hour, something like that to do. And
yeah.
she kept saying throughout it, she's like, are we almost there? And she's like,
Oh,
oh, we're almost halfway. And my mum was like, almost halfway. And like joking, because she knew like it was going to be quite long.
yeah.
But
Oh, at least
yeah,
she got it though.
yeah. When she got to the butterfly, my mum said that was the worst part. And she was like, I don't think I need a
Really?
butterfly actually. It can just be sweet peas. But she was like, well, I've already
Oh,
started, so we may as well finish it. And my mum was like, oh, okay. So in the end, this is what it looks like.
oh, it's pretty.
It is. It's gorgeous. It's
It
so
is.
detailed as well. And I did
Yeah,
warn my
she's done
mum.
a good job, the
Oh
tattooist.
yeah. I
Lovely
did
job.
warn my mum afterwards. It'll probably start like flaking, scabbing, and all that. Like, it's not the nicest of processes, but it's the healing process. And
That's it.
literally the other day, she's like, I went to go show me neighbour my tattoo, and like my skin's hanging off. She's like, it's
Oh,
flaking. And I was like, yeah, that's part of the process. Like, if it's hanging off enough, you can, like, just take it off.
yeah.
Like, but don't peel it. Like, don't actively do anything to it, really.
Yeah, just don't touch it, let it fall off itself.
Yeah, let it fall off, really. Unless
Yeah,
it's like on its last leg sort of thing, then like, okay.
yeah. If it's just
But
like
yeah,
take it off a little bit, but
it's
don't pick
mostly
it.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's been putting like cocoa butter on it and all that. And actually, my dad does love some cocoa butter. So she's been hiding it from him. And he noticed the other day, he was like, "Can you smell cocoa butter? Like, I need to get some from the shops." It's like, "I've run out now." And my mum was like, "No, no," because she
She's been
didn't.
using it all.
Yeah, well, she used some of his and then she bought her own as well. But also, she didn't tell my dad she got a
She was getting a
tattoo.
tattoo. I remember you sent me the video and was going, this is the reveal. And then I watched the
Yeah,
video and he was just like, what's that?
yeah, he didn't notice for a whole week that she had a tattoo. We had to tell him.
It's amazing.
And like, we often, yeah, it's on our leg, but especially with it being summer, we've been walking
Yeah, you
around
were,
with those
yeah.
cropped pants and especially cropped pajama bottoms.
Yeah, you
Granted,
can
on us,
see.
granted on us
Yeah,
sometimes with our height, they can be more like full length, but some of them they are actually quite cropped,
yeah.
and you could full on see it. Like,
And he just didn't.
yeah, you could full on see it. I mean, that's just what her leg was like. She didn't pull her pants up. So, how'd you not see that? He is so unobservant. He just doesn't
He's
see
funny.
things. Oh, it's so funny. My mum was literally for like 6 days walking around basically with her leg out, like in front of him. She was standing by, we have like a little cupboard lower down that's got like olive oil and eggs in. And
Yeah,
she said to me dad, "Oh, we'll have to get some more olive oil," knowing that there was another bottle in there. And he went,
yeah.
"We've got another one in there." And she went, "Oh, I couldn't see it." So she's got her leg
Just,
like out right next to the cupboard. He
and
bends
he's just
down,
not
opens the cupboard,
noticed.
goes in and goes, "Here we are." And we were like, how did he not see? It's right there. It was eye level.
Jesus Christ.
How'd you not see it? How'd you not see it? He walks around with his eyes closed, honestly.
I just love the video when she was like,
So
could you
funny.
notice any difference? And she's like spinning around
Oh
like
yeah,
there,
she was
like
full on
basically
like,
like that,
"Do you
like
notice
literally.
anything?" And he was
Yeah.
like, "You had your eyebrows done?" And she was like, "No." "Your hair done?" "No." And she's like, "I didn't get my boobs done." Because like she does have quite a big bust already, so like
Yeah.
she's like, "Definitely didn't get those done." And like he was like listing things. He was like, "What else could she have done?" And then eventually she just shows him, and he's like, "What's that tattoo?" "Is that a tattoo?" "Yeah."
Well, he
"Oh,
didn't
okay."
say what, like, what's that a tattoo? He went, what the fuck's that, didn't he, or
Yeah.
something?
It was
Yeah.
something along those lines. And he just didn't really have much of a reaction, to be fair. We expected
Yeah.
more, especially because he's got two tattoos on his forearms from
Yeah.
when he was in the Navy, when he was 14 years old. Yeah, 14.
Jeez.
He was peer pressured into getting tattoos with the
Oh
rest
my
of the
God.
crew. He was the
Yeah.
chef of the crew. He's not the best
Ah.
cook, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? They were all trapped on a boat with him, so they didn't exactly have much choice.
Yeah.
It's not like they can be like, "No thanks, Johnny.
Yeah.
We'll have Chef Gaston do the cooking tonight."
Yeah.
No, there was no one else. It was just him and his imagination. And that was it. Salt and pepper if you're lucky. So, yeah. But I reckon they must have been like, "Oh, thanks, John," and then just be like overboard, like, "Ugh."
Oh.
Probably quite a skinny crew, but yeah, he's not the best. He thinks he
Oh.
is. He can do some good stuff, but the
Yeah.
majority is just incredibly bland. I'm sorry, but
Oh.
it is.
Does he know? Does he know
He,
what salt and pepper? Like, does he use it?
they're the only two ones that he uses. Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
okay.
Like nothing else. No other spices exist to him, really.
Like, do you know what though? Like, do you know what though? Like, everything I eat, like, if I ever cooked for you, it'd be probably bland because I don't even use salt and pepper. Like, because
How do you not use? I mean, I don't
I've
really
told
use
you
salt.
this.
I will
No,
use
but
pepper
like,
though. Pepper,
no, because
it's underrated.
like growing up, we didn't have all the, like those
Mm.
spices and stuff. But like, I can't have salt because of my heart problem,
Yeah,
and
I don't really
like
have it.
pepper, yeah, isn't
My dad loves salt. He
like we
puts it on
use,
everything.
yeah.
He'll have bread,
But he just doesn't put
butter,
it in his
and then a little
cooking.
bit of salt, and you're like, "What
Oh
are you doing?
no!
Why?
Like I
You're
do
not
have
on the boat
salt.
anymore.
Oh,
You're not
I
on the
do
crew."
have I do have salt like every now and again. You know, if I go to Chippy and get fish and chips,
Well, I
I'll
mean, you
get
have to.
like
It's not fish and
salt and
chips
vinegar.
otherwise.
Well, this
Yeah,
is it. I'll get salt and vinegar, but apart from that, I just can't have it. So
yeah.
but everything I eat is nice because to me, I've known no other way.
Well, yeah, I
Do you
get
know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah. For
Like
me,
if
like,
but yeah,
my...
but
Go on.
for you, like sorry, well, like oh my God, food, but like like for me, if I was to go to yours, I'm not gonna lie, and you seasoned everything, like and you use salt and pepper and everything, right? I'd
You've only
probably
listed
think,
two spices. Salt and
and I
pepper.
thought, yeah, but if you
What
were to
about
put like
paprika,
salt,
Abby?
I know, but if you were to put like, say you made something and you put like a salt in it, I'd probably think, oh my God, that's so salty
Yeah,
because I'm not used to it. Do you get what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But I do use Cajun. I
oh,
use the
yeah, I love
Cajun
that.
pie, but I love getting like wedges, like wedging
Yeah,
chips, and then sort of like
Cajun
cooking them in the
seasoning.
like the
Yeah.
Cajun. Like I like
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that. I
That's
just
nice.
chef's kiss. Yeah,
But yeah, I do
chef's
love
kiss.
paprika is my most used spice. My
Do you know what?
mum
I'm
just
always
bought me.
unsure.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm always unsure what to use paprika with, you know? Like
Everything.
what you use it with. Just put
Everything.
it in everything.
Everything.
I think I've got that in the cupboard
I
actually,
use
paprika.
that
I
with
just don't know what
like
to use with.
stir fries. It's kind of just got
Ooh.
like, it's kind of like a red pepper kind of taste, like a roasted
Oh,
red pepper
okay.
taste. A little
Yeah.
bit earthy,
Oh my
like
God. So if I
it's
got
lovely.
hummus and put paprika in and mixed it in the
Well,
hummus, I could
hummus is
make red pepper
it's
hummus.
probably got paprika in it already.
No, but if I got original hummus and put the
I
like
think it's already got
paprika in
paprika.
it,
I think so.
as it.
I think so.
Because
Or,
I get
yeah,
the
I don't
red
know.
pepper hummus from Sainsbury's.
Although, so
Go on.
paprika is made from a type of red pepper that's like really long.
Yeah.
So it's not like the normal
Okay.
red bell pepper, the bigger one.
Yeah.
So it is a type
Yeah,
of
yeah,
red
it is.
pepper that are like
Yeah.
roasted and then they're ground into a fine. I love that I know this. They're ground into a fine powder. And you can
Mhm.
get smoked paprika or you can get
Oh
normal
yeah, yeah.
paprika. I prefer normal. Smoked
Yeah.
can be a bit overpowering. And for some
Mhm.
reason, to me, it can taste a bit fishy. And I don't like that.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah. So I prefer the normal. It just
Yeah.
adds like a depth of flavour to it. I
Mm.
use that with almost everything. Almost everything.
Yeah.
Turmeric as well, I like. That's like really earthy. Like it's
Ooh.
nice though. I love it. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what I'd do without paprika. I use it on everything. Me mum
Just everyday
literally.
cooking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My mum bought me a massive bag of paprika because I use
Oh.
it that often. She's like, I'm sick of buying it. So here's
Yeah.
a year's supply.
Of paprika.
She bought it from Matas, I think it's called, on Bold Street, that like it's
Yeah.
like a world food
I
shop,
think so,
like
yeah.
National Foods. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a massive bag. It's gigantic. So I now own that. But trying to get it into the little containers, it's very
Yeah.
difficult. It's the only thing.
Do you know what you
But
need? Do you know from Amazon, right? Get the there's like fold up sieves, but the sieves are rubber.
Oh,
You can get it,
okay.
you put it on top of the thing and then just spoon it in so it'll sieve into the little container.
Now that's a life hack.
I'll
Yeah,
send you the link for
I
them.
will have to do that.
Yeah, I'll send
Definitely.
you the link for them later.
But I don't know how we got onto this, but
I don't
it's another
know.
tangent. Another
It is. I
tangent.
feel like all we do is go on tangents.
Just tangent after tangent after tangent. But yeah, so overall, my mum got a tattoo. She hid it from my dad for a bit. She actually didn't tell anyone apart from me that she was getting it.
And
I
then you
told
told me.
you and I told Louisa, but
Yeah,
that was it.
yeah.
We were the only people who knew.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
Louisa. She was really lovely.
yeah. And on the
Yeah.
way in the taxi to go get the tattoo, she told the taxi driver. She was like,
Oh, I'm going to
because
get a
like
tattoo.
he asked her what he's got
Yeah.
planned for today, and she was like, "Well, I'm getting a tattoo," and he was really shocked, and it was really funny.
Oh,
And turns out he knew who I was. Like he picked me up before to take me to a shoot for the Echo. So like he
yeah.
knew who I was and all that, and he's like, "I remember you, yeah." And it was a nice little moment. Like it was just cute. It was funny.
Oh, that's so cute.
But then on the way
Oh,
home, we got a taxi. Worst taxi ride ever. So,
why?
well, there was all like riots going on, wasn't there, in Liverpool?
Oh my
And
gosh, yeah, because you messaged me,
we
didn't you,
were
saying
trying to come
you
home.
were waiting to restaurant, and I said
Yeah.
just be
We
careful.
went into a restaurant to wait it all out on Hope Street. And we just like chilled there for a bit. And then there was stuff going on County Road and all that. And we were like, how do we get home?
Yeah.
Like, what do we
Oh
do?
gosh, yeah, because you pass through County Road to
Yeah,
get home, don't you?
usually.
Yeah.
But
Bloody
by the
hell.
end of our meal, I had looked and they had cleared that area. So we were like,
Yeah.
right, let's go home. Now there was like some instances where people like we were kind of going past the remnants of the protests and all that.
Yeah.
And some kids were like just throwing stuff in the road and all that. Some kids threw a ball and it bounced off the taxi and
Oh my
it was a
God.
bit scary. And my mum
Yeah.
like, oh, it did scare her. It scared all of us really.
Oh. Yeah, of
And she turned
course.
into like a really posh British person, and
Yeah.
she went, oh dear, Mr. Taxi Driver, is everything okay?
What?
And he was like, yeah,
Yeah.
like everything's fine. And then he
Bless
puts
her.
on this, I think to like drown out any sound, he puts
Yeah.
on a podcast. Not our podcast, not a
I
nice
was
one.
gonna say, do
No,
not say it
I
us.
wish. No, he put
Uh,
on
was it
probably
murder?
probably the complete opposite podcast to anything that we would listen to. A Joe
Yeah.
Rogan podcast.
Who's that?
I'm really glad that you don't know who he is, and please stay that way forever.
Okay.
He's ugh. That's a good way to describe him. Ugh.
Is it one of them where tell me who he is later and not on the
He's just like
podcast?
a conspiracy theorist, and like he's
Oh,
sexist and um racist and yeah,
not a
not a
good
nice person.
person.
No. And yet millions of people subscribe to his podcast. Yeah, big Trump supporter. Yeah. So
No.
this guy puts on this,
So we put him on.
yeah, loud, and we're like, what the
Oh
hell?
no.
And he's just listening to him, and they're talking about like aliens. And
Yeah.
this woman is a doctor, and she agrees with like, oh, women like shouldn't go to work, and women shouldn't do anything that men don't want them to. Women are the weaker sex, and like,
No. No. Do you know what though? I love conspiracy
nightmare.
theories.
I do,
Like
but
there's
not like
nothing
that.
more than I love, but
It's more
not
like
to the
government.
extent where
It's like
it's like
government
too much.
conspiracy. You know, like
Yeah.
they're hiding aliens from us and all that. First of all, I don't
Yeah.
think the government would have the mindset to actually cover that stuff up properly.
No, they're thick. No,
Yeah.
do you know
Look how
what?
they
I do
handle
think aliens a
COVID.
bit. Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, if
Say
they
no
can't
more.
handle a pandemic properly, and then we find
Yeah,
out
they're
all
not going to
about
handle it enough.
Partygate and all that,
Yeah, they're not going to handle
they haven't got
aliens.
aliens hidden behind closed
No.
doors. The aliens will just be like, hello, I'm here. I've made an Instagram account and TikTok.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
it's just mad.
come on. Like, we're literally I mean, our race compared to like
Yeah.
others, we're probably so stupid, so dumb, and like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, there's no way that we could like hide that kind of stuff really. When we're not
No,
advanced enough, we're just not. We're
we're
clever, we're
not.
great, but we're not that kind of clever. So yeah, I just couldn't see government like hiding that stuff. It would come out. Like if anything happened with Roswell, we would know by now. Like there's just
Yeah,
no
we
way
would,
we would know. I
honestly.
do think some
But
form of aliens exist somewhere,
yeah,
you know. I think it's really naive of us to think that we're the only
yeah, of
species in
course. I mean,
existence
I
in the
completely
universe,
believe
you
in
know.
aliens.
Yeah,
I know
there
that
is something else. I
there
don't know
is.
what.
Do you know what? We should do our
But
own conspiracy theory podcast. Was we're going on another tangent.
yeah. But his is more like government and like they're poisoning us with fluoride and stuff like that.
Oh,
But then the topic got onto aliens and how like the government are hiding aliens from people and all that. And I was just like, oh my God, like,
but it's like this. Do you know what though? It's ridiculous because it's like this fella that I know, and after the pandemic, like he came in and he basically was asking people if we got the vaccine. So we were like, yeah. And then he was like, oh no, no, we can't get the vaccine. The vaccine's giving you COVID. The vaccine, you know, like he literally thinks
yeah,
if he goes and gets vaccinated and that basically the government are putting like a chip in him or something. Like he's one of them that thinks the government to
yeah.
control them, you know. But he was going round asking people saying they shouldn't be vaccinated against COVID because that vaccination was giving them COVID.
Now, to
And
be
I was like,
fair, right, I will
well,
say, I only know
yeah,
this because of my auntie. There
yeah,
was cases of polio being
oh yeah, yeah,
transmitted through a vaccine. My auntie
yeah,
Kathy was actually one of
uh,
the people
yeah.
who experienced that
Oh,
because you're
really?
supposed to get a deadened version of the virus in the vaccine. So the
Yeah,
virus is in some vaccines, not all of them.
yeah,
The COVID one, there is no COVID in it. It's just instructions. You're injecting
yeah,
instructions, an RNA or something
mhm,
or other. I'm not a science queen, I don't know, but
yeah,
it's not the actual virus. Whereas the flu,
yeah,
you are actually getting an almost dead version, I believe. I'm not 100%, but
hmm,
it's something like that where your body can then learn to fight it. So it's not enough to infect you, but it's enough for your body to learn.
yeah,
And that's what you want, really. That's the most natural
yeah.
way, other
Well,
than
this
being
is it.
exposed to
I
it,
just,
you know?
yeah,
And it
I
went
just
wrong with
think like
polio drastically because it
people,
wasn't correctly done.
yeah,
So I get what he's
I just
saying.
think with people like that, yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
I just think with people like that, though, they shouldn't force it on other
No,
people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no.
uh, during the pandemic, I know a lot of people were scared, wasn't they? So
Yeah.
they saw this vaccine as an extra layer of protection, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
So to have someone going, no, 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 it was a bit
It's
like,
fear
calm
mongering.
down. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
No,
don't
it's not
know who
okay
this
that.
person, you know.
And you shouldn't ask people if they
That's
got the
it. It was
vaccine.
like,
It's a bit like asking people who did you vote for?
it's a bit personal, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's like who did you vote
I
for
know.
in the
To
election?
be fair, I asked
Like,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can ask your friends if you know
No,
them
to
well
be fair,
enough, but
yeah, that's what
like,
I mean. Like, to be
you
like,
know,
it's one of them where,
going up
like,
to
if
people.
we went to vote, I'd be like, "Oh, Em, who did you vote for?" And you tell me, I'll
Yeah, because
tell you.
we're
You know, it's
comfortable
not.
with talking
But
about
that's
that.
it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't
Would
like,
you
for
ask someone in
example,
Tesco's though? Like just a random person in
that's
Tesco's,
it.
who did you vote for?
Exactly,
Did you get the vaccine?
exactly. You know,
Or they're
yeah.
buying a meal
Oh,
deal and you're like, did you get the vaccine?
oh no. Picking between a Lucasade and a Coke Zero
Yeah.
like that.
You a
Who did you
Tory.
vote for?
That's a Tory sandwich, that.
Oh no. Yeah. You could just tell they were picking a meal deal if you wouldn't even need to ask who they voted. You just have to look at what meal
Yeah.
deal they got, you know.
Or they'd be like, you know, that meal deal that you've just chosen, you didn't really pick that.
That's
The
proper
government did.
Tory.
No, the government picked that for you with the chip from the vaccine. They controlled you and they made you pick that meal deal.
Honestly.
No one chooses a tuna and sweet corn on
What meal
purpose.
deal would you get though?
You know what? It's been that
I
long.
do.
Not
No, I'm
not on
not even lying.
purpose.
I
Not
get
on
a tuna
purpose.
and
It's
sweet
the
corn
government
baguette.
controlling you. It's the government controlling you.
What
You
meal
think you're
deal would
choosing
you
it.
get though? What meal deal would you get though
It
if you
has
went Tesco?
been so long since I've gone in. I don't even know what the
Yeah,
options
they've
are.
proper hopped the price up, haven't they?
And they've
Like
changed it.
I usually
They've
yeah,
changed
I
them.
usually went for when I don't get meal deals as much now, but when I did, I usually go for a tuna and a sweet corn, one of the baguettes, a packet of the chili Doritos, and a Diet Coke.
Now, chili Doritos, yes. Yes.
Yes,
They're the only acceptable Dorito flavour.
definitely.
Um,
Exactly.
I'm probably Diet Coke. If there's Pepsi, I prefer that. But usually
Yeah,
it's Coke.
Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for a sandwich, I tend to gravitate towards something that's got chicken in it. Because I'm like, chicken is safe.
Yeah, like a chicken and sweet corn or something.
But I'm not a big
Yeah,
fan of like sweet
like a
corn, to be
chicken
fair.
club or something.
But like, yeah. Although I also don't like
So like a
tomatoes.
chicken and mayo or a chicken club.
Something like that, yeah. I'd try and have a
Yeah.
look and see what was in it. But I'm more, because of where I live, there's no like shops like that around me. It's a nightmare. There's Aldi and then
Yeah.
there's Greg's. That's it.
Love a Greg's.
So
Yeah.
I had Yum Yums
Oh my
today
God.
from
Talking
Greg's.
about like love them.
Sorry,
But
what?
talking about right, sorry.
You
But
just
talking
froze.
about like shops and stuff like that, right? I have discovered on Uber Eats that Tim Hortons in Warrington delivers to me.
To you in Warrington.
Yes.
And they deliver to you
Yeah,
willingly.
exactly.
That's so far.
I'm like, exactly.
That's
Or
crazy.
Widnes, I can't remember. I think it's Warrington now.
Well,
Sure it was.
you
I was like,
definitely
are you
can't
being
get anything
serious?
hot
Because I was just having a little
yeah.
gander and I was just like,
Yeah, you
yeah, you
can't get
do.
anything hot.
I want one of them little apple fritters. Again, and my mum wants to try the, what were they called? The Timbits.
Yeah,
So
Timbits.
we're going to get them. But that popped in my head and I had to tell you. I don't think
Okay.
did I tell you already?
No.
I don't know. I don't think I had.
Well,
But yeah,
that
it delivers
was
to us, so I'm not jealous of you anymore.
that was a fascinating revelation. Thank you. You've reminded
Yeah.
me. On the weekend, I might do like a little order or something from there because I have been craving something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
And it is only around the corner from me, and I keep forgetting that it exists.
Yeah. It is so nice. I really like the donut. The apple fritter donut with the cinnamon.
I think I'd only like that in the winter.
Yeah, see, I like it. I'm a very cold winter girly all year
Yeah.
round.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
choose that. You like the maple one, didn't you?
Yeah, that maple dip was pretty good. Not
Yeah.
the filled one because that had nothing in it.
No.
No.
Oh, the Boston cream.
No,
No,
there was like a
that wasn't
maple
good.
one. That was awful, but there was another maple one. And it had like it was supposed to
I
have
can't
stuff in it.
remember.
Or did I get that another time by myself?
I think you must have got that another time, you know.
Yeah, don't get that one. Maple dip
Okay,
is better.
I will not.
But anyway,
Yeah, the glazed maple.
yeah. They do some good stuff, to be
Yeah.
fair, they do.
Let
Yeah. But before we finish up, I wanted to tell you a
yeah,
quick little story about my last visit to the doctors.
glad.
So, Gwed. So I love that saying.
Okay,
So
go on.
I went to the doctors about, I've been having like throat irritation lately, and like I feel like my tonsils have been really swollen. They keep swelling up and then
Okay.
disappearing, and I'm like, what's going on? Like I can always see
Yeah.
them, and they're always massive,
What's going on
and
with
it
this?
feels uncomfortable. Like it doesn't block anything, but
Yeah.
I am constantly aware of them, constantly. They're not sore, but it's weird. So I went mainly about that, and like I had some other stuff that I need to talk about, but it's mainly about that. And I got paired with like a doctor who I've never seen before. He was like a temporary doctor, and he didn't really speak a lot of English, and must have been like, I think there was a communication barrier, but mainly I think he just had an issue with me right off the bat because I'm plus size. I think no matter
Yeah.
what I was coming in with, it was going to be, well, let's blame your weight. That's what I got
Yeah.
from this interaction. So I go in, I tell him about what's been going on, and there was a few different things wrong, but I've told him what I want to focus on. And he had a little look in my mouth and he just went, tonsils fine. And I was like, well, like I keep saying, they do go down, but then it flares back up. I've got photos if you want me to show you. No, that's not necessary. So I kind of feel like it might have been helpful for you, though, to actually see what it looks like when it's swollen, you know?
Exactly. You're the GP. You, like,
Like,
have
because
a
right
look.
now, you're
Like,
saying it's not.
investigate everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're saying it's not swollen right now. Okay, I agree. It probably isn't because it does go down. But how about you take a look at when it was swollen, you know, because it keeps happening. So
Mm-hmm.
after that, he then like felt me neck and all that and was like, everything's fine. It's like, okay, but I still have the problem because it keeps coming and going. And he was like, maybe come in when it's swollen. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that can't really happen with like the way the GP system is right now. I asked for an appointment and you tell me there's not one for another 4 years. So like, how can I just come
Yeah.
in? You know, that's difficult. So then
Exactly.
he said to me, he was like, I think you have one problem. And I was like, oh, okay. Enlighten me. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
said, you have fat neck.
What?
Yeah, his official diagnosis for all of these symptoms that I came in with was you have fat neck.
Oh my God, Emily. What the hell?
I was like, oh,
That's so
okay.
weird.
That's information that, you know, I'm pretty confident I knew already since I do own a mirror. And like I can
That's
feel,
so
yeah,
rude.
yeah, it is fat. I mean, I would use the word plus size or bigger, you know, to be a bit nicer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's fat. I have a double chin, yeah. And like,
No, but it's just rude, though, isn't it?
how is that causing
Exactly.
tonsil inflammation? I'm not a doctor,
Exactly.
but how is that causing that? And he said, you just have fat neck and the fat make it feel like you have something stuck. And I was like, I, I don't think that's what's happening. He said, you need to lose weight. And I was like, yeah, I've heard that a lot. Also been trying to
Are
do
you
that
sure
for
he was a
like,
doctor?
well, he was in the doctor's surgery in a room where the doctor would be. So I can only hope so. But as
Yeah,
well, the
but
broken English
why
didn't
would
help.
someone be like,
I know, oh, I've
yeah,
experienced this kind of appointment many, many times. Many times. Like, I've gone in
yeah,
about
yeah,
an ear infection before and I've been blamed that, well, you get these infections because you're so overweight. Like, I don't think that's how that
no,
works. Didn't go to med school, but, you know,
yeah, of
I
course
just
not.
don't think that's how it works.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I was so, so relieved, you know, that this man went to medical school. And then his official
Yeah, and
diagnosis for
then just
me
said you've got a
was that I've got a fat
fat
neck.
neck.
Oh, wow. Thank you. You've cured all my ailments. I'll go home, I will lose weight instantly,
Emilie.
and all of my problems will disappear, including the fat neck. All I can say is
Emilie, stop it.
it's a very good job
Oh my God.
that I've done a lot of work
Yeah.
on body positivity and self-acceptance, because honestly, a few years ago, I can confidently say that might have been, on a very serious note, that might have been the last straw.
Yeah.
That might have really affected me to the point where I
Yeah,
might
of
have
course.
made a really silly decision.
Yeah.
Going back to the themes
Yeah.
of the beginning of this episode. Like, that could have been it.
Yeah.
Or it may have damaged my confidence to the point where I don't go out anymore.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
doctors, there is a
Exactly.
massive issue in medicine where doctors treat people who are bigger
But I think people
so
need to learn
disrespectfully.
how to word stuff.
Yet the
Yeah,
bedside manner
say it with
is
respect.
awful.
Yeah,
Like, there is a massive problem
exactly.
there in medicine with medical weight stigma, where they're not treating patients with respect or with dignity,
Yeah.
simply because they're a bigger size. Now, yes, some illnesses can be caused by being bigger, by having excess weight. We know this, of course.
Yeah.
There's diabetes and sleep apnea and all that wonderful stuff, eh? Like, we understand that, we know that. Doesn't mean that we should blame people for it. Doesn't mean that we should pin every single problem on the weight and not investigate anything
that they
else.
have on weight.
But also, an important note, in that appointment, I've been feeling very tired and very down and just not right, generally unwell. So I brought that up and I asked, could I repeat some bloods, particularly like B12, B thyroid and all that, like, because I do struggle with them anyway. I am anemic, I can't absorb B12 naturally, and same with folic acid and a load of other stuff. Like, my body just doesn't absorb it properly. And I wanted to get it checked, and he said, well, you had it checked 3 months ago and it was fine. It's like, well, actually, it wasn't fine. It was listed as abnormal, but no action needed. And I was like, I would like it done again because of how I'm feeling. And then I'd like to see if there is anything that we can do. And he was like, no, you don't need it. It's fine. You don't need it.
Oh my God.
And he just said to me, the reason why you're feeling so tired is because of your weight. And I was like, first of all, you haven't looked at my medical history, because I've got ME, hypothyroidism, B12 deficiency, which seems to be under control, but I haven't had it checked in some time. And then PCOS. All of these things make a person extremely tired. So I was like, but I've been feeling worse than my bog standard tired. So, or fatigued is probably better. So I wanted it checked, and I was like, all right, guess I'll just have to try and redo all this at some point and go with a different doctor. Wait like a few weeks and redo this whole shit show of an appointment. And I get out to the reception area and I get a text saying, here's a link to book your bloods. And I was like, what?
You've just told me that I don't need that. Like,
so before I even questioned this, I went on and I booked I booked the first available appointment, which was actually the next day. So I come back, get my bloods
you've
done.
Had them done and that.
Oh yeah. Tried to get my bloods done. Go to the reception and they were like, have you got like a blood form it's supposed to be sent over? And I was like, no. And then they were like, you're going to have to go to the other building, which was just across the road, and get the blood form because it's not being sent over. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. So I go over there and then they ask me what doctor I've seen and all that. And they've got like no record of this doctor. And I'm like, okay.
What?
Well, so they were like, yeah, we don't know what he wants to test for. He's not wrote any notes. And then these receptionists just went, okay, we'll just do a full blood count then. Just do a full blood count. Sent me over, got them done. It's a good job, actually, that they did that. because
Yeah.
turns out I was severely low in folic acid. Like,
Oh my
unbelievably
gosh,
low.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on them again
Yeah.
now at the moment. But I wouldn't have found that out if I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
somehow got that blood test. So shows what that doctor knows. Actually, it's not because I'm fat. I was low in folic acid.
It's the fact that he wasn't even like,
It
he
wasn't
didn't even
asked.
know he
No.
worked there.
It was really weird. I think because he was like a
Like, what the
temporary
hell,
doctor.
Emily?
You know, the way they bring them in, like if they need more help.
Okay, I get
So
you.
it's probably
Yeah, like a
that.
local.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was such a difficult appointment a lot of the time. Anything I'd be saying, he didn't quite understand some of it, or he'd ask me to rephrase it because he didn't speak the
Yeah.
language very well. So not only was
Yeah.
it difficult to communicate, but then also he was insulting me the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he went to me, "Have you been tested for sleep apnea?" And I was like, "Considering I have no symptoms of it, no." And he's like, "I
Exactly.
refer
Why
you." He
test?
then went, "I'll refer
Yeah.
you to sleep apnea." And I was like, "You're solely saying this based on my weight and nothing else. You haven't asked me what symptoms do I
Yeah,
have of
yeah.
sleep apnea, which I don't. So, like, you're just basing that on one thing and one thing only, prejudice.
Exactly.
Like, that was it."
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I mean, I've had a few appointments that have been quite similar to that, but that was the most outright insulting of just, "You have fat neck."
Yeah.
The way he said it,
It's
he was
cheeky.
stone cold serious as well.
Just
Like,
pure cheek and
and I
disrespect.
try and make, a laugh sometimes. Like, he asked me, "So what have you come in
Yeah.
about?" And it was a few things, and I went, "Oh, how long have you got?" Like, having a joke because it's quite a few things.
Yeah, yeah. Make a little joke out of it.
Just,
And he was just
yeah,
having none of it.
he just like was like,
Oh, no.
"What do you come in about? What's wrong?"
It's like,
And I was like, "Well, me tonsils." And he was like, "Tonsils fine." He just
what
like,
else?
yeah, anything he could pin weight on,
Just wasn't
he would.
bothered.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that experience. Did not enjoy it. 0 out of 10. Don't recommend.
Yeah.
Um, I wish I
It's
knew his
pure
name.
cheek and
I can't even
disrespectful.
remember it. But
Should have named and shamed them.
he was just, it was just so
Uh-huh.
insulting. Like, I've been insulted a little bit before, where usually, they politely will blame stuff on weight and perhaps won't investigate other
Yeah.
stuff. But
But as I said, there's a way of saying it. There's a
absolutely,
way of being nice about it.
yeah,
This could be caused by,
yeah.
a nicer way of saying it,
What you need to
not
ask
just like you're
first
fat,
is like, you
It's
ask
not
about
nice.
other things first to rule out, and then you think, okay, this seems like it is weight related.
Yeah, exactly.
Explain that to the
Rule
patient.
out other
Yeah,
things.
explain that to the patient. Ask them, have you made any lifestyle changes? Can we implement some lifestyle
Yeah,
changes? Is that doable for you? And because they might have a disability, that means they can't exercise, like me,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
you can't just say to them, lose weight. That's not that simple.
exactly. And
That's not that simple.
yeah,
Yeah, so I do
that's it.
think, if I would have gone into that room
It
as a
is though,
size
it's not.
8 or a
Like,
size 10, would have been different.
yeah, yeah,
It would have gone in a completely different
it would.
direction. And I think what I'm going to
It
start
would,
doing,
definitely.
I think I'm going to start asking, if my weight wasn't a factor here, what else would it be? I think I'm going to start asking that, because
Exactly.
I'm not going to get anywhere
Yeah,
otherwise
you
next
need
time I
to,
go.
yeah. No, no,
It's a
definitely
nightmare.
not. That's like the correct question to ask.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, well, that was a light note to end the
Yep,
podcast on, wasn't it?
it was. So
Oh,
we've had doctor's appointments,
yeah,
ending things.
Oh, God.
You know, seasonings, you know. Oh, God, my laptop's just nearly fell.
Laptop almost falling.
And
Technical
that's it.
issues.
You know,
Tattoos.
let it fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had it all this podcast.
We've had loads.
Yep, we've
We've
had it all.
my dad being the cook on a boat.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like in the middle of
Yep.
nowhere. That was crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your health update. Like, crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of, that's what we do here.
You can't say we don't have dull lives.
Exactly. You mean we don't have dull, or we do, or... Oh, yeah. We're full of surprises.
Yeah. Never a dull moment with us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, then, I think that just about wraps things up.
Yep. It does.
Well, thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to stay cozy.
Stay cozy.
I don't think that was on time, but we'll leave it there.
Let's do it again.
Okay, one more time then.
Okay.
No, we'll do it again. Stay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Stay cozy.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Okay, one more time. Third time lucky.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Stay cozy.
Stay cozy.
That'll do.
We really need to work on this.
We do.
It'll do.
We're out of practice.
That could be the bleeper of it.